4 minutes late. Like usual, I'm late again. Dang it. There's a lot going on this morning. Well, it takes a little bit for everybody to get in here. I had a busy day. Not a real busy day, but notification just went out. Let's see what's going on here.
Is where connections matter most.
Turn this thing down. All right, boss. We're in like Flynn. See who all's up tonight. See if some of the crew's hanging out. Welcome to the live. As you come into the live, drop down where you're from or what you're into, hot rods, motorcycles, what you want to talk about tonight. I know what this thing's about. I got my phone going at the same time. I'm not sure what this thing is doing. There we go. Bam. Waiting for everybody to come in. See what he's up. Everybody's up. It's Sunday night. I know it's a busy night. Most people are getting ready to go to work tomorrow. But I said to heck with it. I'll do a live for a couple hours tonight. Say hello or something as you're coming into the room. We'll talk about whatever blows your skirt up tonight. We're gonna just do a little bit of whatever tonight. Sunday night, I'm gonna go back to work in about another week. As you guys come into the room, if you would, just say hello or something so we know who you are and we can include you into the discussion. We usually talk all automotive, but we get off subject on these lives sometimes, which is fine. I was busy doing content. I'm in the studio right now. This is where I do all the videos from, and we were busy with the videos for YouTube for the last couple days. We dropped one video yesterday. It was doing fair, and then I dropped another video tonight. We had fun doing that one. It was kind of funny. We were in here just cutting up, being ourselves. It's a lot more fun doing the lives because we just kind of get to be who we are and don't have to act a certain way. You feel like an actor sometimes when you're doing the videos. You can't really be yourself like you want to be. Anyway, welcome to the live. Those that are here. I'm Go Big. I run Go Big Garage, and we've been doing these lives. Monday nights we do. We're going to do motorcycles or just automotive questions and answers. And on Tuesday nights, I teach. So I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm a 40-year technician. And so we'll be doing automotive question and answers. And then on Tuesday nights, I teach. And then on Friday nights, we do a tool giveaway. Every Friday night, man, we give away a really nice tool. What do we give away this week? Oh, we gave away a really nice, I got a couple more to give away, actually. I gave away a couple really nice headgear. It's a headlamp, 1,000 lume headlamp, rechargeable. So what we do on Friday nights, we do like a trivia. And then when you get the questions, at the end of the trivia, whoever's here, we spin the wheel, and whoever we give out numbers, and whoever wins it wins a free tool free of charge sent to them through the mail, as long as you're here within the United States. So if you would put down what you're into, what you drive, you have a hot rod, a motorcycle, or whatever, or you just want to say hi, that's cool too. So I come here, a lot of times I do these really early in the mornings, but tonight I figured, what the heck, I'm going to do a live and see where it goes. We had some pretty good ones recently where we had like 5,000 views. So we're just going to keep up the lives. I'll do the lives early in the mornings and then 3 nights a week here on the channel. We'll just be doing Monday nights. Allison, hi, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thanks for putting something in the comments. Appreciate it. Allison, where are you from? I'm here in Northern California. So on Mondays we're going to do questions and answers and try to help people fix their cars, through the channel. And on Tuesdays, I'm going to teach. And on Fridays, we do tool giveaway. Phoenix. My daughter's in Arizona. I have a daughter that's in Kingman. Phoenix is hot, man. I've been to Phoenix, boy. In the summertime, whoo, it gets hot down there. Yeah, it's nice though in the wintertime there, as far as the weather goes. Do you have a hot rod or do you drive? What are you driving, Allison? We talk a lot about automotive here, we talk about all kinds of stuff, man. We get people here from all over the world. We get people from Australia, Africa, India, just all over the world, especially as we start getting sometimes I'll do these lives and I'll do them for 3 or 4 hours, because I have chronic pain in my back, so I can't sleep. So I figure might as well get up and shoot the bull with a few people on the internet, We get to talking about cars and stuff. We got a crew that shows up here. Went to California 2 months ago. What'd you think of it? Do you I'm not sure what you're talking about. We get some oddball people in here ask weird questions. I just let them be, and then eventually I'll throw them out if they get annoying. They get thrown out. Spent the last 2 days in the studio doing video. Man, if you've never done YouTube, man, it's quite the grind. It's quite the grind. It's like gambling. You do a video and you throw it up there hoping something's going to happen, and you sit there watching it open. You just never know. Yeah, Phoenix is hot, man. I've been to Phoenix in the summertime. Man, it gets hot up there. But what'd you do? What'd you think of California? What part of California did you come to, Allison? I'm in Northern California. I'm about 80 miles from Sacramento, north of Sacramento. I was out there looking at, man, I got to get my bike going. I have a bike that's going. I just need to put some tires on it. One that I bought the one bike so I could ride it while the other one's being fixed. But anyway, I was out there messing around. It rained hard here today. That's why I was in the house the last couple of days. It was just kind of rainy and gloomy, and I figured might as well get some video done, while we can. That's kind of what works pretty good, in the winter, is because it's so wet and cold and raining. It's a good time to be in the studio making videos and stuff. So what I got, I've got a project going right now. I got an F-250 pickup we're doing. So I've been working on that, and all I got to do on it now is get the brakes going, and it's a driver, And then we got I've been messing with this little 212s project. I haven't tore it down yet because I'm thinking maybe I'll buy some aftermarket parts for it. 2023 Dodge Challenger. How you like that Dodge Challenger? All my stuff is older now. The newest thing I have is a 99 Ford pickup. I just hate things that have computers on them anymore. I'd rather ride my Harley. But then when it starts raining, I'm a fair weather rider now. I used to ride right through the winter, but now, yeah, I bet it is fast. What motor's in that? Do you know? I had a 370 Nissan Nismo that was crazy fast. It'd be almost 200. It'd do 180. Too fast. It was like a race car on the road. My Nismo, I got pulled over one time by the cops, man, going over 100. He let me go. I couldn't believe he let me go without a ticket. He pulled me over and he's like, "Yeah, how fast you're going?" I'm like, in my head, I was thinking, "Yep, I know exactly how fast I was going." He goes, "You were doing over 90," and I'm thinking, "Yeah, I was doing over 100, 120." Anyway, so I'm an auto mechanic. I've been a mechanic for 40 years. I build police cars for a living. Believe it or not, that's what I do in the off season. So I work part year, part time, part year. So I'm going to go back to work here in about 8 more days, and I'll work from now until spring, and then I'll be off for the summer again. So I'm down to working like about 5 months, 3 days a week, 5 months out of the year. And then they hold all the builds for me, and then I build all the police cars, and I build all the trucks for the road crews. So if they get new vehicles for the year, I put all the lighting and the winches and the fuel tanks and do all the electrical for all that stuff. These glasses are toast, man. Give me a second. I'm gonna wipe these glasses off. So how'd you find the live, Allison? Did you find it on the shorts feed or did you find it on the live feed? Because I'm trying to figure out this live thing. Sometimes, man, we get a lot of traffic, and other times it's just kind of slow, which is cool. I'll sit here and talk to one person if I have to. It doesn't bother me at all. We've really had some traction with the lives. And it kind of goes through like spurts. Like you'll see just a few people in the room, and all of a sudden there'll be like 25 or 30. And I think it's just more of the shorts feed that people are thumbing through. And I think people are getting more understand how to get to it. I think a lot of people don't really understand how to get to the shorts. I was watching a thing today, and it said if you go to the short, like if you're watching shorts and you pause it, there's a thing right there where you can go look at all the lives. And I didn't know that. I thought you had to be on your regular, YouTube, and then there's a little icon at the top, and then you can find the lives that way. But people are starting to understand how to get to the lives now. It's getting to be a lot like TikTok though, which I don't really like that. I like to have a little bit of like interaction with people, not just, selling you something or, TikTok is just different. It has a different feel to it than YouTube. And YouTube, I don't know, it's just getting harder to find good live content where people are just giving out any kind of information at all. So Tuesday nights I train now. I do automotive training. I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm an AFC certified master mechanic. And on Tuesdays, and if you hear me repeating myself, I see people coming in the room, so we're trying to give them an idea of what we're doing here. And on Tuesdays, or Fridays, we give a tool away on Fridays. Actually, I should grab one of those pretty nice lights we got. I looked them up on Amazon. They're like $50 on Amazon, so they're a pretty good gift. We had a winner on Friday night. We had a winner last Friday night that won a snap-on wrench. We gave away some artwork. So we give some things away during the lives on Friday nights. And on Friday nights, I just do I do like a trivia, but then as we're doing the trivia, I teach people at the same time. So the question will be about something, and if no one really knows the answer, we don't get a little, more people involved in the question, then I'll explain it from the very beginning and teach people a little bit about automotive as we go. So I did a ignition systems class last Tuesday night. We just went through basic ignition and how to test it with a test light and what to look for with a voltmeter and how the points work and the condenser and, just basic troubleshooting. So it was our first teaching one. It went okay. It went fair. Man, today we put a video together in about 3 hours. We posted a video in like 3 hours. We came up with the idea. We did the shooting. We did the video. We uploaded it and got it loaded in like 2 hours, that's pretty crazy. Because when I first started doing this, man, it used to take me like 4 hours just to edit a video. But I had the idea in my head, so we went with it. It was kind of a funny one about tools, about old tools. Pretty good. Anyway, I'll show off some tools tonight too. Hey, Christmas is coming. So if you have people in your life that like to wrench on stuff and, they're hot rodders or whatever. We got some good. Usually what I do is I try to pick out 3 or 4 tools that I find that I think are a deal, that are a bargain, but also that tools that I've used in the past that I know are a good product. So we got some stuff listed. If you look in the description, there's some stuff listed in there. There's a fluke meter in there. That's a really good meter if you're looking for a meter. But anyway, if you guys would, the ones that are here, if you would just like the live if you do. And also if you click on your screen, tap on your screen on your phone, it drops hearts. I'm not sure what that does yet, but it's supposed to do something for us. See, a bunch of people just dropped into the room. Hey, welcome all you guys that just dropped in. Welcome to the live. I'm Go Big. I'm a ASE certified master mechanic for 40 years. And I do these lives Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And tonight I couldn't sleep. I got back pain, so I just figured I'd get up and do a live while I got nothing going on. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I love to ride Harleys. I have a couple hot rods. I make video for YouTube, different types of automotive content. And then, but anyway, I just get on here and do the lives when I have spare time. Usually if you see me on here early in the mornings, like around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's just kind of open mic, whatever you guys want to talk about, man. Whatever's going on in your life is fine. And then Mondays nights, Tuesday nights, and Fridays. Monday nights we do automotive. We're gonna start doing automotive question and answers for people that have problems with their cars. And then Tuesdays I'm gonna teach. And then on Friday we do a tool giveaway. So we give away tools on Friday night. Well, we do like question and answers. And then at the end we give away a really cool tool. So far we've given away a NOCO battery charger. We gave away a really nice headlamp, a snap-on wrench, and what was the other thing? Some artwork that we did. So the NOCO battery chargers are a pretty good deal, man. Even when you buy them outright, they're a good product. They went on sale during Prime for like $23. So I bought a couple of them just to give away on the lives. If you guys would, while you're here, in the comment, just say where you're from or what you drive. If you're into hot rods or motorcycles, or you just want to learn more about automotive, how to maintain your car, or there's something about your car that you don't know what's going on, you can ask me the question. I'm an ASE certified technician for 40 years, and I'm still working in the field. I work part year, part-time, so I'm still in the industry. I'm getting ready to go back to work in about 8 more days. I'll go back, and then I work from now until spring, and then I'm off for the summer. So I'm semi-retired, but I was a fleet manager when I retired. I retired at 55, and then I lost my wife to pancreatic cancer. And then after that, I went back to work part-time. So I'm back. I'm wrenching in the shop again. So I'm doing all the electrical for them. So that's kind of my thing. Electrical is my thing. That's all I do is electrical. I just, I troubleshoot, and then I take brand new cars and set them up with all the lighting and all the other stuff that's going on. I know a lot of people, work on Monday mornings. I thought I'd jump on here and see what kind of traction we would get on a Sunday night. We dropped a couple videos the last couple days. So if you're interested in being here, give us your subscription if you would. And then we're here 3 nights a week on the lives at 7 p.m. And then I'm going to start doing lives early in the mornings, just kind of shooting the bull, shooting coffee with whoever. We'll just talk about hot rods and talk about automotive, or the good old days when we used to have, the 68 Mustangs, and I still have a 71 Chevy pickup. That's my hot rod. And then I have I just picked up a 84 Harley Davidson first year Evolution. I'm always looking at my screen like this, so you guys are probably thinking, why does that guy keep looking down? My camera's a little bit above my screen, like right here. So when I look at myself in the screen, hit the like button. Hey, garden party. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, I already told them once. Hit the like button. Share, like. Send some roses. But today we were in here in the studio. I had my own cameraman today, camera woman. She's killing it in here with that camera. You guys get a chance, go look at our video that we dropped today. And if you're looking for a good deal to gift somebody for Christmas, check out this link right here. And it's actually, I'll drop it here too. In the comments, I'll drop this link. And you can just click on that and it'll take you right there if you want to look at it. This is a good deal on a Craftsman. If you know somebody that's just starting out, it's a Craftsman socket and ratchet set, and they're on sale right now for $69. They're usually like $100, so it's a really good deal if you're looking for a Christmas present for somebody that wrenches, you know. And then if you would look at, there's in the description, there's all kinds of tools there that are really cool tools that I thought would be a good bargain. There's some stubby gearhead wrenches. Even if you have somebody that has a lot of their own tools, the gearhead stubbies are nice because they swivel and they're gearheads and they're just about this long. And a lot of times you need those little stubby wrenches to get in front of stuff. Everybody says I look like somebody, man. Dollar store Fred Durst. I've heard it all, man. One guy said that I look like a UFC fighter guy. The other guy said I look like Charlie Manson. And somebody said something. So I look like a lot of people. I'm gonna start a list, man. I'm gonna write it on the wall back here of all of what people say I look like. It's kind of funny. I look like me when I look in the mirror. Sometimes I look in the mirror and go, dang. Your talking voice is hella pronounced. Can you sing? I can sing when I've had enough beverage, man. I can sing. I can sing me some Hank. I know everybody keeps telling me I need to get into podcasting. List of things that make you laugh. Yeah. Everybody, hey, funny man, how you doing, man? Welcome to the live. I do these Monday, Tuesday, Friday nights, and then tonight I was just like, I don't feel like going to bed. I'm just gonna go hang out on the internet and talk to whoever. It's kind of fun. You get to talk to people all over the world about hot rods and motorcycles and whatever, man. You know, sometimes we become counselors, you know, whatever people need, man. I just know everybody needs a friend sometimes, you know. That's what's nice is we're kind of starting to build a community here. We'll probably see some of our usuals here. It seems like the later it gets at night, we start getting our usuals that come in because a lot of them are like from Australia and New Netherlands and different places like that. You know, we got one guy that comes in here. He's from India. He has a store in India. So he'll come hang out. Like if we stay up really late, like sometimes I'll do these until 4 a.m, you know. I got chronic back pain, so I have a hard time sleeping. So I get up and I'll do these in the middle of the night, you know. Share out the live. Thanks, Garden Party. Yeah. So on just so you guys that never been here before, Monday nights we're gonna start doing automotive question and answer. So if you got a question about your car, I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm an ASE certified master tech. I've been doing this for a long time. So we're gonna start taking questions and answers on Monday night. So you can call in and say, You know, hey, my car misses when I go up a hill, or hey, when I step on my brake, my car pulls to the right. What could be the problem? And we're going to start walking people through that and try to help them, you know, through the channel. So on Monday nights, we're going to start doing that. And then Tuesday, I teach classes. So last Tuesday, I taught an ignition class. And then on Fridays, we have we do automotive trivia questions. So I give questions to the audience, and whoever answers the question first, they go on a board. But now what we're doing, whoever's in the live at the end of the live on Friday nights they're eligible to win a tool. So we'll spin a big wheel, and every Friday night, somebody's going to win a tool. And last week, we gave out a 1,000 lume headlamp for free. So somebody won one of those last Friday. And then we gave away a snap-on wrench and a no-code battery charger. For you that just dropped in, if you would, just put down there where you're from or what kind of car you drive or, or, you know, what kind of hot rod you're into. We talk about hot rods a lot here. And you guys that are here, if you hear me repeating myself, it's just because I see that we've had a lot of people that dropped in too far into a parking spot and concrete shredded my front bumper and undercarriage. I almost did that with my Nissan. Well, I actually did it on the Nissan, but it wasn't bad. Hey, Maggot, I was wondering, I haven't seen you in a while. I was thinking, what happened to my brother? Hope he's feeling okay. This guy, Maggot, he's in here all the time with us. Yeah, I haven't seen you at the last couple lives. I was thinking, man, hope he's all right. Hope he didn't get ran over by one of those sheep. You making bread? I like making bread. Matter of fact, I just got me a new bread maker. I know you're probably making it by hand. I bought this bread maker at like a yard sale, and it was a great bread maker. And my girl, she kept telling me, quit putting that thing in the sink. You're not supposed to get that wet. And I didn't listen to her. I don't listen to nobody half the time. And sure in heck, man, I went to use it the next time and it seized up the bearing. And I'm just waiting for it to die. How funny. What kind of car is it, funny man? Anyway, I seized up the bearing on the bread maker, so I couldn't believe it. We went into this thrift store and we found one just the exact same model, man, for like 10, 15 bucks. I think it was 15 bucks. So I'm back in action with my bread maker. I like to make pretzels with it. I like making pretzels with my bread maker. Had the grandson here for a couple days. Oh, that's cool. What'd you guys do? Did you take him out on the motorcycle? I know you got a couple of those race bikes around. Did you turn him loose on one of those yet? 2020 Honda Accord. That's not a bad car, though. I like Hondas. They're a good car, man. They last forever. If you wait for it to die, you're gonna be waiting a long time. I've seen some of those Hondas go 400,000. Oh, the local fair was going. That's cool. Yeah, it's always nice when you have your grandkids around. Mine always remind me how old I am. Grandpa, you're old. I'll make you think old. Come here. We'll find out who's old. I can still run. I may be old, but I can probably outrun you. And if I can't, I'm pretty good with a rock. Try to outrun me, you'll find out. Oh, really, funny man? Yeah, I guess not. You know, all the new cars are not like they used to be. But still, Honda and Toyota makes a pretty good product, you know, in my opinion. Compared to some of the other ones, they're easier to work on. Toyota's probably the easiest car to work on, in my opinion. You know, Toyota just makes more sense. Everything's laid out, easy to get to, easy to work on. Hondas are harder to work on. Even the older ones were kind of a pain in the butt to work on like the timing belt, or I better plug this charger thing in. Forgot to plug in my charger. There we go. Got it. Sorry, had my charger unplugged. Got a lot of cords going on here. Man, when you do these lives, you get it all set up, man. You got a lot going on. I'm figuring it out, though. I'm figuring it out. Hey, Maggie, we spent all the last couple days making videos. We dropped one on, I think Friday night, and we dropped the one tonight. Man, have a great night. Got you, Paul. All right, man. Thanks for dropping by, funny man. Come by again. You'll see us on here. If you subscribe, you'll get the notifications. We're on here usually like 3 nights a week. We're gonna try that anyway. Monday, Tuesday, Fridays. So what'd you guys do at the fair, Maggot? Anything exciting? It rained here for the last couple days. I went out there fighting my tarp over my boat. I got to make a video about that. 8. There you go. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with a good, some good grub, right? I got to make a video about this system I use for my tarps that works really good on the boats and stuff. You hang water bottles from the grommets, you know, so it kind of just keeps the tarp tight. So you don't have to, it works out pretty good. Anyway, we went out there. I was dragging my feet about doing it right. I just threw the tarp over it. I didn't think it was going to rain much. I was like, it's not going to rain that hard. Man, it started downpouring. I'm out there in the rain. Got my girl out there. She's a sweetheart, man. She come out there helping me, trying to get the tarp on there. And we finally got it going, got it right. But it rained pretty good here the last couple of days. I spent the last 2 days in this studio doing video. I had one in mind tonight, so I was like, I'm just gonna knock it out, man. I did it in like 3 hours. Got the video filmed, edited, and posted in one night with some help. I had a film crew in here with me, so that helped me out a lot. I had to find a potato. I was like, man, I need a potato. She's like, what? I need a potato for the video. I'm digging through the cupboard. I made breakfast the other morning. I used everything up of like one potato. I was like, there's one potato in there somewhere. We're digging through there trying to find it. We finally found a potato. We didn't do, what do we do where do we go this week? I don't even remember. Oh, I went to Costco. That was fun. I walked 100 miles in Costco. But it was fun, I guess. Costco has some good deals, but man, I'm not much of a shopper. I don't like going in stores. I'd rather just, I don't know. I'm not much of a store person. I usually know what I want and I go in and get it and I'm gone. I don't like walking aisle to aisle, but I did. There was nothing else going on, so that's what I did. I should have went over to the Harley shop and got me a new shirt. And I like go get me new shirts when I'm over by the Harley shop. Kind of expensive now. You know what I hate about buying Harley shirts anymore? I still like them because they have nice print on them. You can find the old school bikes still. But I hate that you buy them and you look at them, they say made in Bangladesh or made in wherever, Taiwan or who knows where. It's just sad you go into a Harley shop to get something and it's nothing's made here anymore. That's the way it is, I guess. I need to put it into that or trying to start building our own stuff again. I've been trying to find some tool companies to back us a little bit. I'm trying to find some tool companies that would offer us like a 10 or 20% discount where we can start offering discounts to our viewers. But, you know, it's a tough gig. You got to stay after it, man. Yeah. I had a guy that contacted me about some tools like about 6 months ago, and they were going to put us together a box of samples to try. And then I never heard from him again. So I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if he didn't think that their tools were worth, you know, looking at or what. I tell you, a tool that I like a lot is Channel Lock. Channel Lock still makes a good product for a good price. It's amazing what you can get. Like these here, man. I'm always bragging these up, man. But see these right here? I've had these for 35 years, probably going on 40. And these are the original ones I bought. They're almost 40 years old. Look at the rubber on the handles, man. Channel Lock makes a good product. And you can still buy this model from them for like $40, brand new. And they're still made here in the US, which is it's hard to say anymore. But Channel Lock is still made in the United States, which is pretty cool. We did a pretty cool video tonight about vice grips and channel locks and crescent wrenches, and then I did a little spoof with the spud wrench. So it came out. I think it came out pretty good. We'll see if we get any traction. Everything's about the thumbnail when it comes to YouTube, man. If you don't get the thumbnail right, your stuff just gets buried. It'll never see the light of day, and you don't really know if you got the thumbnail right until you post it. So it's kind of a difficult thing, you know. What's the weather like, Ben, Maggot, where you're at? Is it starting to get cold and raining and stuff? I should have had a garden in already because we can grow a pretty good fall garden here. Any gardeners here? If you guys are just sitting here listening, that's cool. But put in a comment, you know, say where you're from or something so we know where you're from. Any gardeners in the house? Man, I like to garden. Next year I'm gonna double up, man. I got 1/3 of an acre, and I'm gonna put nothing but tomatoes on it. I'm gonna put tomato everywhere I can get a tomato. I'm gonna put a tomato plant next year. Oh, you guys, that's right, because you guys are opposite us, huh? You're starting a nice weather. God, this is a good time to go visit there then, huh? In the winter time. Our winter would be a good time to come, where it's nice and warm there. What's the temperature there today? I hate wintertime, man. I hate it when it gets cold. I know I shouldn't be like that because I know it does certain things for us, but man, I hate the weather. I hate the rain and the cold. I don't like to be wet, and I don't like to be cold. I'm a wussy. I used to, you know what I think part of it is? I used to have to work out in it a lot, and I just got burnt out by having to be in the weather. When you have to be out in it for like all day, you get sick of it, man. I know I do. Like now, there's really nothing I want to go do outside when it's raining. Because when it's wet and nasty, I don't want to be out there. I'd rather be in here doing videos and stuff. And then daydreaming about what I'm going to do to the bike when the weather gets better. That's a big project for me this year. I'm going to tear that electric glide. It's going to get tore down. I'm going to pull the motor and the tranny. Don't do what? I'm gonna tear that tranny and the motor out of my electric glide, and I'm gonna I got a guy that's gonna do it. He lives in Colorado, so I'm gonna take it to him. He can do it for what it costs me to pay for the parts. So just let the trolls troll. It's cool. It's whatever. It's 27 degrees. So that must be Celsius, huh? So what's that Fahrenheit? But it's definitely becoming summer. So you're starting to, that's why the other day you were saying you're watching the vegetables grow. I was like, it's wintertime. What kind of, my lawnmower's quicker than your cars, dude. Maverick. How fast is your lawnmower? Does it go 160? Will your lawnmower do 160? I'm building me a 212 Predator motor right now. No, it's a push mower. That's funny, Maverick. Hey, Maverick, welcome to the live, brother. At least now I tell you got a sense of humor. I had a car that would do 160. I don't have it anymore. Probably a good thing. I pushed it to about 135 before, but it would go 160. I did 135 over the bridge one time. I thought, that's fast enough for this old man. What's funny, the next time I went across that bridge, there was a high patrol sitting on the other side. I was like, man, I'm glad he wasn't there when I went through the first time. Them cops are sneaky. That's what I do for a living. I build police cars. So I take brand new Tahoes and Explorers, and I turn them into police cars, put all the lights and all the whistles and bells. I got rid of my Nismo. It was just time. Here's somebody else talking. I think those are just trolls, man. I'm not sure if those are robots or what. Hey, welcome to live, Bulldog Rick. I've got a 64 and a half. Bought it when I was 16. That's awesome, man. I love hearing that when people kept their car. Hey, Maverick, that's all I work on is the Interceptors. They moved away from the Fords now. They're using Tahoes now. But we have the Ford Interceptors, yeah. Bulldog Rick, that's a cool story. I just love hearing where people kept their stuff. I got my daughter's first car in my backyard still. She was 16. I got her a 73 Mercury Comet, and I still have it here at the house. And she's like 36 now. So, but I still have the car. She moved to Arizona and she left it here. So one of these days I need to go through that car. The interior's been done and the paint's nice. Kia Stingers, really. Well, you know what? Some countries, man, they just drive whatever they have. Like certain places, the cops just, like, they drive their own personal vehicles. And so they just use whatever they have and they throw a light bar on it. We were using, we use Crown Victorias. Well, first we used Caprices, the Chevy Caprice for like through the like late 80s, early 90s. It was all Caprice. And then we went to the Ford Crown Victorias. And then we went to the SUV Explorer, the Interceptor Explorer. We had a bunch of those. And now they're using the Tahoe. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Chargers. Actually, I built one. So when they started thinking about changing over from because they stopped making the Caprice. That's the only reason. I don't know why GM ever did that, but they stopped making the Caprice. So it made all the police, state and federal and city and all that have to figure out what they were going to use. So we bought a Dodge Charger. We got a Chevy Caprice, a newer Caprice. What was a Dodge Charger? The Ford. What was the other one we built? We built 3 different ones, and they went with the Explorer. They like the Explorer the best. I'm from 8th and Normandy, MS 13. We're watching you. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means, man. Yeah, we had to figure out what to do, and we went. It was kind of a pain because we had been building those. We had been building the Crown Victoria forever. We got them down where we could build a Crown Victoria in like 32 hours, start to finish. And then the Explorer came along. Man, it took a lot longer to build those things, especially when we first started building them because everything was new. So we had to figure out all the electrical and where we're going to run all the wiring and all that. And now what's happening is the cars are getting smaller and smaller, the cop cars, and they're putting more and more stuff in them. It's getting where you can't even find a spot to put anything. So we're going to start taking up the passenger seat pretty soon. They can still put a passenger up front, but man, if they do one more thing, we're going to have to start mounting stuff over there, take the seat out. There's just so much stuff in them now. But now they're using the Tahoe for the most part. They like the Tahoe better than they do your car here. And if it's a good car, they'll take it and put police signs on it. Really? Well, that's no good, maggot. YouTuber, who you watching? Yeah, we get those guys in here. I don't really mess. I wait until they get annoying, then I just delete them because their comments just are driving up. They just drive us up into the algorithms. Yep. But most cop cars are the SUV cars in Montana. Yeah. It's getting to be that's about it anymore. Well, they used to run. We were running expeditions, which I was a little surprised. They were running those expeditions in they got a Maserati ATM. We were running those expedition as patrol cars, and they're not pursuit rated. So what would happen was is they would get in a call and they could use them for regular patrol, but if they got on a chase, they couldn't let the expeditions chase. They'd have to wait for a Crown to come up behind them, or because they couldn't chase with the expeditions because they weren't speed rated. But we had a whole bunch of them, man. A lot of expeditions. I made a bunch of canine cars out of expeditions. We used to build the canines. Yeah, we can get rid of that guy, man. It's easy. He gone. I told him to. I don't really understand the troll thing, to be honest with you. Go big, man. You absolutely can ask me a question out of respect. You bet. I love respect. What's up? Hey, those of you that just joined the lives, if you would, in the comments, just put down what you drive or what you're into. You into hot rods, motorcycles, motocross, you're just hanging out, want to shoot the bull, that's good too. We do a lot of that. these lives go all different directions all the time. Trolls are one who say stuff. I monitor. Yeah, I see troll mile long. Yeah, I know. We usually pick somebody to moderate. Like if we get a lot of traction, we get a lot of people coming and going. We'll. I don't understand what the troll thing's about though, as far as the internet goes. I really don't understand. Yeah, you bet. I'm from Northern California. Where are you from? I'm from Northern California. I live about 80 miles from Sacramento, north. One guy told me he goes, you better just let the trolls do their thing. Montana. I got a buddy from Montana. He lives in Billings now. He used to live, can't remember the other city where he lived, but he lives in Billings now. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to make a trip out there probably in the spring to Montana. I'm going to ride my bike out. That's why I got to get my electric glide. I got to get my electric glide ready. It's not ready, and I got to take it in the springtime. I want to take a trip out there, probably in May, something like that. My partner, we've been friends since I was, we've been friends since I was 18. And I'm 61 now, so we've been friends a long time. Bucking horse sell. So you live in Miles City. I'll have to ask him. He'll know what I'm talking about. 56. Yeah. I just keep riding though, man. Everybody keeps telling me I'm pretty spry for my age, People talk crap about my age, but like the guys in my shop, I'm like, hey, dude. I said, I can still box. I don't think I can, because I can. I work circles around them young guys at my shop, man. Them young guys, they ain't got nothing on me. They're usually coming to me wanting me to help them figure stuff out, which is nice. I like teaching, but some of these young guys, you can't even get them moving. Oh, really? Third weekend of May. Well, I might have to go check that out because I might be up there in May. Depends on what the weather looks like. I know May, you never know. In Montana, May could still be pretty bad weather. You don't know. But we'll know. We'll know next spring. I rode my bike a couple years ago. I rode it to Arizona across the Tehachapi's in November, and I made it back. Yep, snow and rain. Yeah, I just dress for success, man. Take both my helmets and take me some gear. I don't like riding in the rain. Like when it starts raining, man, I'm not gonna ride in it. It's no fun. I just have enough time and enough money on me just to wait out the rain. I used to ride. I just don't like riding in the rain no more. It's just, I don't know. I guess when you get older, you just get to where you want to be comfortable when you're riding. You don't want to be wet and cold. When I was younger, I didn't care. What is it with these people? It's, they must have some kind of computer generation thing that does these, don't you think? What's the purpose of it? I don't really get it, man. I used to get frustrated. Like when I first started doing the lives, I used to get pissed, man. I'd like, hey, dude, you wouldn't say it to me in my face. I'll send you to the hospital. But hey, Tick, this is a guy that's been here before. Bulldog Tick. He comes and goes from here. Hey, Bulldog. Hey, thanks for doing that. Thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we just hang out and shoot the bull, man. We got a pretty good group of guys here, too. We get rid of this guy. I don't like riding my bike in the rain. Yeah, you got to watch what you say, man. It'll become a country western song, huh? Yeah, we should make that song. I don't like riding in the rain. Yeah, no shit, huh? This guy, we'll get rid of this guy. You know what though? As long as somebody told me in here, well, I just joined. Good deal, man. We appreciate it. Well, we got a bunch of characters here, man. You'll see. Tick, he's a normal. He comes and goes. We see him. Amid, are you Yosef? I don't know what that is. If you're asking me if I'm a Muslim, no, I'm not. See, everybody thinks, check it out, man. Everybody thinks I'm freaking like I'm Jewish or I'm a Muslim because of my hat. And you know what? I think the algorithm picks up on that because I've been getting people trying to join, like, friend me on like Instagram. Then they're all from like the Middle East. I'm like, why am I getting all these Middle Eastern people? It's because I wear my hat like this and it looks like I'm Jewish. I don't know. It's a cowboy town, really. We are all human beings. Yeah, I agree. Tick, he's pretty cool, man. He's been here. The Tick. Maggot was, I don't know if Maggot's still here. He hasn't said much. He must be, I don't know, he must be busy outside or something. He said that he had his grandson over for the couple days, so that's why he hadn't seen him. We usually see him in here all the time. But Craft Organics, he shot me a really nice message, a comment on one of our videos today. We don't really have a topic. That's how it usually goes, man. It starts out as a certain thing and it turns into whatever. I don't usually do a live on Sundays. So I just came in here just shooting a bull like I usually do. I'm a retired Army vet, 26 years of 7 combat tours, not bragging, just let you know more about me. Good deal, man. Thanks for your service. I 100% appreciate that. I say that all the time. We're so fortunate to have people in our military. My brother was in the military. My uncles both retired from the Navy. So yeah, if it wasn't for our military, we wouldn't be able to go lay our heads down at night and sleep comfortably. They're out there 24/7 watching us over us, and we appreciate that. Thank you for your service. Nope, freedom ain't free. That's for sure, brother. A lot of people that gave up the ultimate. Mothers, wives, husbands, brothers, sisters. You know, they gave the ultimate sacrifice so we could have what we have in this country. I used to have a flag behind me on the wall that I found that was rolled up in like a box all wet at a yard sale I found. I'm like, man, that is not the way to treat a flag. But it's one thing I love to talk about us being having camaraderie about our country. But man, I don't talk politics because it just doesn't. It just always people have bad, they just get butthurt about things. So, utmost respect, all your family, go big. Hey, thanks for saying that. Yeah, appreciate it. I didn't go in the military. I almost did. I mean, I came really close. A buddy of mine, he was in the Navy, and when I was like 18. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was just going from job to job, and I was kind of, I don't know what I want to do. And my buddy, he served in the Navy, and he goes, man, you ought to go on that U-Pack. And I'm like, what is that? And he goes, yeah, you go on this deal. And he goes, you sign up and you get to go see like 15 countries in like 4 years. And I was like, man, that sounds like a good time, man, going all over the world. And I was almost getting ready to enlist when I met my first wife. And that put the end of that, man. Maybe family here, the Tick. Yeah, Yeah, my brother's dad and my uncle were both in the Navy. Hey, Sac Pro, I agree, man. And you said it right. I don't allow. I mean, I'll allow people to have one comment, and I'll let it go. But if somebody comes in here and starts, you know, you know, every other comment's about religion or politics, I'll just boot them out because, you know, we got enough argument in this world. We don't need to do it here. We're not going to argue, man. We're here to talk about the good times and about the old days when we had hot rods and, you know, about the old days when they used to build cars that last 50 years. That's what this channel's really about. My Papa was in Korea War, did 2 years, but I'm the only other in the family that served, but I retired out. Good for you, man. I almost did. My brother did 12 years in the Army and he got out and he regretted it. He used to tell me all the time, man, I wish I'd have stayed in. I was so stupid to get out because he did 12 years and he said, I only had 8 years ago and I would have had 20 in. He got out because of his wife didn't want to do the military anymore. So he got out and then they ended up getting a divorce. And he's like, I don't know why I got out. I should have stayed in. Those people are emotional vampires. They come into the room and make everyone mad. They feed on the anger. Go Army. I had a guy I worked with and he was in the Army and this other guy was in the Air Force. And man, they used to dog each other all the time about one was tougher than the other or whatever. One was called a dog face and the other one was something else. I forget what they used to call each other. Yep, I lost my wife because of Army. I don't regret it. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, if you have a good woman, she'll stick with you through whatever, And my brother, man, his wife, she wanted to get out. She didn't want to do it no more. And so he got out because of her. And 4 years later, they separated. And he's like, I should have just stayed in. He goes, I would be almost retired right now. You would have 16 years. Maybe stands for it's a joke, but funny. No, what does it stand for? Because I think I heard this, but I don't. Because the two guys at work used to jack back and forth about it. They put stickers on each other's cars, Go Army on the guys. That was the other one. It was pretty funny. So what does Navy stand for? I do believe in our country, man, but gosh, it's changed so much, I talked a little bit here recently about going to the Philippines to see what it's all about. I got a little slack from that. I'm like, I'm not anti-US. I just can't afford to live here anymore. That's all. Can't volunteer yourself. That's funny. My buddy, my boss where I work at now, he was in the Air Force and he's always, people would whine and cry about stuff, about having to do stuff. And he goes, you know what? When you were in the military, he goes, there was no overtime. You worked until he told you to stop. You didn't get to decide your days off. He goes, you could work 100 hours a week or more, Think y'all takes young men join up, go Fort Bragg. Yeah, it does, man. And I'm glad those young men can still have a good heart about what they're doing. Oh, Bird Boy. He was a great manager, but we used to butt heads a little bit because I'm kind of hard headed. I don't back down, man. If I think I'm right, man, I'm gonna tell you I'm right. That's just, and I'm not like that, but when it comes to my job, I know what I'm doing, and I'm really good at what I do. So it takes somebody that has a lot more experience than me to change my mind about things. And he come out there one day and he was talking about something, and he said, and then he started trying to tell me, how much he knew because he used to work for Boeing. He goes, I used to work on $1 million airplanes, and I did this stuff, but he was in the office. He was just I used to call him pencil pushing bean counter, go in the office and go count some beans or something, man. Go leave me alone. And he started that up, and I said, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's no airplanes in here. There's not a single airplane in this shop. So, go rustle through some paperwork or something. Been to Bragg, been to Benning. I was airborne infantry. He was a combat engineer, really. Man, got a lot of military guys here. You know what? Good for you guys, man. You guys, gosh, you guys do a great job. You don't get enough credit for it. That's one thing my first wife used to do. Hey, Big Red, how you doing? Welcome to the live. That's one thing my first wife used to do. We could be out in, I don't care where we're at. If she's seen a veteran somewhere, she'd walk up to him every time and shake his hand and say, thanks for your service. Every time. And if it was a fireman or police officer, it didn't matter. She always made sure that she did that, make sure that they were aware that she appreciated what they did. My night's going all right. I don't have to work tomorrow, but I got 8 more days before I go back to work. What's going on, Big Red? Going through stuff like what? Sometimes we do this, so we help people out when they're having a hard time. As far as just, everybody needs a friend when life's down, getting them down. What's going on, Big Red? I used to know a guy named Big Red. He was a big old boy, and they called him Big Red. He worked on a road crew with us. Giant dude, man. Dude, man, that's tough. I can give you some advice, man. Okay. I lost my wife 2 years ago to pancreatic cancer in 33 days. And it's tough, man. You're going to go through some shit, but just remember, no matter how hard it gets, man, you can get through it. Even though you think you can't. I didn't think I'd survive, man. She passed, she went to the hospital with a stomach ache, and that's when we found out she was stage 4, and she died in 33 days from that day. And it's hard when you watch somebody go through that, but just know, that as hard as it is and as tough as you think it can be, you can get through it, man. I'm a living example of that, man. I was running around being an idiot, doing one-handed 100-mile corners on my Harley, and I didn't give a flying shit about nothing. No shit, Bulldog. You had colon cancer twice? That's crazy. We have a friend right now. His mom was just diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. She's like 50 something. It's my son-in-law's mom. Cancer sucks, man. I lost my mom when I was 25 to breast cancer. And I lost my wife. I was married 39 years when I lost my wife. 39 years, man. I read a story about a 14-year-old boy that says he can cure cancer with gene therapy. I hear a lot of things about I don't know. It's tough. I know mine early stage, so I was lucky. How'd you know you have it? Did you just go in to have something checked and they found it, or were you not feeling well? Someone can be here 1 minute and he was gone. Yep, that's what I say too. It taught me, man. It changed who I am. It really did. It absolutely changed the man that I am because it made me think different. It made me think about don't waste time, man. Don't waste a single day. Don't be sitting around doing nothing because your days are numbered, man. And you don't know when it's your last season. When I grow a garden every year, I think of that. I'm like, this could be your last season. You don't know. Yeah, it sucks, man. I know. I'm telling you, I went through it, man. I held my wife. I watched her take her last breath. So yeah, I know what that's about. So it's you start seeing something. That's why you went in. Yeah, it's a tough one. But we all have to die from something, man. We're not immortal. We're all gonna die. But man, when you lose somebody that's really close to you, it hits hard. You're old enough to die. Growing older is a privilege that isn't afforded to all people. Yep, I agree. Yeah, you're a hardhead like me, aren't you? Like, oh, it'll get better. Put a band-aid on it. It'll be all right. What sucks is when he passes, I don't know how to be there for me, Mom. Just try to be helpful to her as best you can. Call her on the phone. Talk to her. That's what she's going to need if she's close by. Hey, what's up, fat bong Shaggy? I'm not up early. I just haven't went to bed yet. I was messing around. I said, you know what? I'm going to go do a live for an hour or so. Yeah. Yeah, it changed. Honestly, felt. Yeah, it changed who I am, man. Because I don't worry about what people think about me anymore. I really don't. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. You can either like me or hate me, whatever. I'm just gonna be who I am, and that's that. Because you know what? When you're gone, nobody's gonna remember you. They're gonna pile your crap in a bunch of tubs and sell it at a yard sale. You know, in 50 years, they won't remember who you were. So why are you worrying so much about what other people think? I don't worry about nothing about what other people. Just say one better to all. Thank you for all you did. Hey, I agree, man. I wish, I can't take that credit because I wasn't in the military. I worked for a government agency for 25 years and I retired. And that's what happened to me. I retired at 55. I was retired for 5 years when my wife passed and I had to go back to work because I didn't set myself up for success. I never thought about her death. I thought for sure she'd outlive me. I should have been dead a long time ago. With all the stuff that I've done. So yeah, I live life different now. I used to like before, like if I woke up in the morning and I was tired, I just roll back over and go to sleep. I didn't care. I would sleep until I feel like enough. But now I feel like I don't want to miss a day. I don't want to miss a sunrise. I don't want to miss a sunset. Hey, thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was tough. It's been 2 years now. Hey, Mason Townsend, welcome to live. It's been 2 years now, going on 3. But it seems like yesterday sometimes. It's tough. But you know what? I made a decision, man. I can either get busy living or get busy dying. And I got 2 kids, man. I was doing some stupid crap, And I was like, man, if something happened to me, my kids are gonna have to go through what I'm going through. I don't want them to do that. So I just stopped, I just like, nope, I gotta get my shit together. I can't keep doing this, just being an idiot. Yep, it does. And I learned something, and I came up with this saying on my own, and I'm gonna keep it forever. I thought about getting it tattooed on my arm. I have no tattoos, but I thought of, you don't know till you know. And that's the truth, man. If you haven't had a death from somebody that's really close to you, if you haven't through a divorce, if you haven't lost a job, if you haven't lost your eye, anything medical that you haven't been through, when you see people going through that stuff, just let them do what they're doing, man. They're trying to figure it out. They're going to act like idiots and be stupid because they are lost, man. They don't know what to do with their life. And that was me. And I used to tell people, hey, you don't know till you know, and you do not want to know what I know. You do not want to be this person. You don't want to be a part of this group, man, at all. I lost my second oldest brother last Saturday, so that sucks. Week sucks, and this week's until Saturday will be rough, but I'm Army strong. You know what though, man? We're all tough, but sometimes you got to talk to somebody, Your friends, my friends saved my life. They came over here and beat on the door and said, hey, open the door. I know you're in there, and if you don't open the door, I'm going to kick it down. And they were right, because I was just like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I shut my phone off. I didn't want to be around people. I lost 40 pounds, and I lost weight. I lost 40 pounds. And my neighbor, she came over and said, you're going to come over every Monday night, and you're going to learn how to cook. Hey, Bulldog, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's tough. Last Saturday. That's still soon. You got anybody in your corner that's seeing how you're doing? I know you're Army strong, but you're still you still have feelings, man. You need to talk to somebody. You are awesome and kind. Thanks, Mason. I appreciate hearing that. And like I said, the lives sometimes turn into this. We get people that come in here and go, man, I'm having a shitty week or whatever, and we'll just talk about it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And then other times we'll sit here and talk about our 350 Chevy that we just dropped a camshaft in and did burnouts out in front of the neighbor's house. And, we're still kids at heart, man. This is a good place to come hang out. Hey, Bulldog, Rick, hey, make sure you come back, man, for sure. I know you're going through some stuff, and I get it, man. I've been that guy. I'm telling you, man. I was doing 100-mile-an-hour corners on my Harley, hanging off the side with one hand. Didn't care for I didn't give a flying piss about nothing. I'm always helping others. I feed 20 homeless in my town. I have a 20-acre ranch, 2 barns. I took my smallest barn and had it certified remodeled to bring them 20 homeless to my ranch. Mason, you're 10 years old? Yeah, I joined your chat like you and seem cool as hell. Hey, thanks for saying that, Bulldog. Appreciate that. Yep. He thought to lose someone close and something that was so lively, energetic, and really hard to think that gone. Yeah, everybody has loss. You don't know it, but you know what? Like I said, you don't know, man. You do not know. You see people die that, friends of yours, you go to the funerals and you see people that die around you, man, but you don't know until you actually go through what that person has went through. And all you can do when you see them doing that is just support them best you can. Don't be judgmental. Just be glad that they're still putting one foot in front of the other. Yeah, Mason, you're a little young to be here. I agree. And the live says not for young kids, but we can't. It's hard. Yeah, I don't know if I should kick him out or what, but 10's pretty young to be in here. Got a bunch of rough nuts like us in here. It's like sitting down at the local bar. Maybe I try to give good advice. So, hey, Mason, if you're listening, the best advice I can give you is be good to your mom. Treat her like a angel that she is. I lost like 7 cats in my life. Well, losing an animal can be tough too. Hey, I'm a tough guy. I'm pretty tough. I'm 61, but I'm still pretty tough. I had an American Bulldog. I cried for 3 days, man. I had to take time off work. I took 3 days off work because of my dog. He was my best friend, man. And when he died, man, oh my gosh, it was like one of my children died. I'm not kidding you. I cried like a little girl for 3 days. And see, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. When you go through a really like crazy time in your life, you don't care what other people think about you. You're like, I don't care that people know I cried. I did. You are 5 years older than me. Yeah, like I said, I mod for living communities, so I see a troll. Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll make you the moderator here, Bulldog, when you're here. I'll be able to remember your name, Bulldog. We have a couple people that have mod for us. It hasn't been too bad tonight. Usually I get other comments that I used to get really irritated. I used to get like pretty like, dude, you wouldn't say that to me in public. You'd be going to the dentist tomorrow, but it's just the internet thing, Enough said. Yeah, for sure. I used to, when in my town where I live, it got really rough here, and I tried to do something about the parks because the parks were just being taken over, and the kids couldn't use the parks anymore. So I got involved, and I learned right then, man. There's a lot of like keyboard pirates, they have a lot of opinions and they say a lot of stuff, but when it comes to like getting the work done, they never show up. I have one dog and like 50 cats. Okay. Hey, Mason, if you are who you say you are, I appreciate you being here, but you're kind of young to be in this live. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna have to put you out of here. Not because I want to, I don't think it's a good environment for somebody your age. I got named Bulldog in the military and it stuck. My stepdad, he did 3 tours in Nam, and he was probably the toughest guy I ever knew. I mean, he was so tough, man. When I was like, I'll tell you a funny story. I was about that's how you got your nickname. That can happen after you haven't slept for 3 days, right? There's no telling, you start hallucinating after about 3 or 4. My stepdad, he's telling me all kinds of stories about when he was in the army in Vietnam. He did 3 tours over there, and he was an infantry on the ground. And he used to tell me stories about crazy stuff from over there. He never would talk to anybody about it. He was a funny guy though. He was a tough guy, man, and big old man, just bull strong. And one time, yeah, you got to do that. They need to hear that more. The more that they need to, in my opinion, man, they should be held on such a pedestal. They shouldn't have to pay. I don't think a military guy should ever pay federal income tax again once he goes. Once you do like wartime, you should never have to pay another cent in taxes. Absolutely not. Anyway, my stepdad, I think I was 17. I thought I was pretty tough, So we were at the house and my stepdad said, we were messing around. We were like horse wrestling, and I grabbed around his neck and he goes, go ahead, choke me. And I go, oh, Dad, I don't want to hurt you. He goes, no, go ahead, choke me. And I said, no, I don't want to hurt you. I said, I don't want to choke you and hurt you. He goes, you can't hurt me. He goes, go ahead, try it. I dare you. And I said, okay, old man, I'm going to choke the shit out of you. And I was behind him and I grabbed him around his neck like that. And he went like this, man. He grabbed me with one hand like this. And he just bent over and he threw me against the wall on the other side of the room. And my mom comes in and my head is up and my feet are against the wall. And he was at the time like 50 something years old, man. And I was like, I couldn't whip that old man on my best day when I was 19. He was tough, man. And he had a lot of ways about doing things. Let's see. Served during Korea. He never spoke about it. Yeah, my stepdad was kind of like that. He wouldn't talk about it much, but he would talk once in a while to me about it. And he always would sit with his back against the wall. He wouldn't sit out in the middle of a room. Like when you ate dinner, he would sit with his back against the wall always. He said when he came back, he wouldn't sleep in the house for like a month. He slept outside. He didn't feel safe in the house. He felt like people were going to get behind him. He didn't like it. Yeah, that's how he was, man. He had the best night vision of anybody I ever seen in my life. We went out deer hunting one time, and I was a young guy. I didn't know nothing about deer hunting. My mom just met him, and they got together, and I was like 15 or something like that. Great guy, though. Best guy my mom ever had in her life. And he said he's going to take me out deer hunting. I'm like, okay. Well, I got up with him, got my rifle, did the whole, hunting thing. And we're going down the road. And he pulls up and he rolls down the window and he sits there and he's looking out the window. And he goes, man, there's a buck standing out there. And I'm like looking out there. I'm like, all I see is darkness. I can't see 10 feet into the dark. And he goes, yeah, there's a buck standing right there. But he learned how to get down low where he could see the horizon. He could highlight it. So he knew how to look. And I was like, I don't see nothing. He goes, there's a buck standing right there. And he gets out. And I thought he was just pulling my leg, And so he gets out of the truck and he's got a 270 with a scope on it. And he lays the rifle over the front. I'm sitting in the passenger seat still. I'm like, there ain't no deer out there. I was thinking he's just trying to make me think there's something out there. He lays that rifle over that truck. Boo! We walk out there. There's a buck laying there dead on the ground, man. He could see it from that truck. He had the best night vision of anyone I ever met in my life. And man, he could shoot a gun he was just a great guy. I learned a lot from him. Yeah, he was a good guy. Where you on Grinder? I'm not sure what that's about. I'll tell you another funny story about him. These are all true stories too. A lot of times I have a lot of stories because I've had a lot of life experience in my life. I grew up in poverty. Like I grew up in Los Angeles. I was raised in Compton as a kid. And I grew up in poverty. And then I moved to Northern California when I was about 15. So I've been around a lot of places in my life. But anyway, one time we were out fishing, and this guy kept coming up in the cove. Good morning, what's going on? Hey, Batman, super. Oh, this guy's name is Wayne. You thought I'd forget that, didn't you? Hey, Wayne, what's up, brother? I'm just up shooting a bull at almost 2 in the morning. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I figured, hey, I'm going to get on here and do a live. Why not? Anyway, my stepdad, Roy, we're fishing. We're up in this little fishing hole, and this guy comes up in a boat. We're like in this cove, and this guy comes up in this boat, and he comes up like right where we're fishing, does a big old Brody in the water, and takes off out. And I could see he's getting irritated. He watched that guy, and he didn't say anything. He just sat there. And here he comes again. And you could tell, man, he was not happy. And he gets up and he yells at that guy. He goes, hey, you bring that thing in here again, I'll blow the motor off of it. So my mom's telling Roy, settle down. You can't be doing that, So the guy goes out, and I'm sitting there. Here he comes, and I'm thinking, oh my God, dude, if you got a brain in your head, dude, you better not come in here again. And my dad walks over to the truck, pulls out his 270, lays it out across the hood, and cocks around in it, looking through the scope. Man, and that guy looked up and seen my dad, man. And I was thinking, another 10 feet, he would have blew the motor off that boat. He would have. He did everything he ever said he was going to do. Hey, hey, Batman, Bulldog, he's a new guy here. He's a vet. I'm just sitting here telling stories like I usually do. We haven't talked much about automotive since we started today. I'm new to Bulldog, only been watching 3 episodes. Yeah. I remember your name, though. Rambo just joined the chat. Bendejo 419. Welcome to the live. We got quite a few military people that come in here. I've been busy, man. These last 2 days, I've been grinding away with this camera. The YouTube thing's a new thing for me. The lives, man, I really enjoy the lives. I wish we could get like 100 people in here a night, man. We can. It'll get to that point, though. We got about 20 hardcores that always come. My brother used to volunteer to do the funerals. Because I don't remember what it was in the Army, but you got to go and then you got like a couple days off or something. He used to volunteer. Okay, you're gone. We got to get rid of this guy. You got a big one, so you got to go. Yeah, my brother used to do the funeral when he was in the Army. My brother was in the Army. He was stationed. Well, that's where I went. So I lived in Southern California. So I was living in Riverside at the time, and my oldest sister was killed in a car wreck. And my mom, man, it just destroyed her. So she was like, I got to do something different. So we moved up here. And my brother at the time, he was in the Army at Fort Ord. And so I went down there and I lived with my brother for about a year in Monterey. And then I got a job down there and I worked in Monterey for about a year. But I used to go on the base all the time. Fort Ord had a really good fishing hole there on base. So I go there and catfish in the mornings. Yeah, Bulldog, he just joined tonight. Hey, you guys, make sure you like and share the live. It helps us out when you like it and you share it. And then I've been to Ord. I hated it there. Yeah, it's kind of out in the fog, man. In the wintertime, it's just straight fog. It's nothing but fog. But the area around there is nice, like Monterey and what's the other one there? It's right on the coastline. It's a good area. Well, you have 11 likes and 2 followers. Appreciate that. You know, one of these lives we did, we got like 120 subscribers. But we had like 5,000 views that night. We did like a 5-hour live. It goes fast though. Like, look, we've been at this for an hour and 35 minutes tonight. We get talking about hot rods and stuff, man. People have a lot to say. When I lived down there, I used to go to this. Do you guys know what Laguna Seca is? It's a place down there where they race motorcycles. Like I said, Ma, so I have ways of looking into people. That's funny. So at Laguna Seca, when you watch the races, there's like a lake in the middle of Laguna Seca. They got killer catfish in that lake there. I used to go there. My brother would drop me off at Laguna Seca on his way to work in the morning when he was in the Army, and I'd sit there and I'd fish all morning. He'd come pick me up at noon, and I'd catch big old like 10-pound catfish out of there. Giant catfish, man. It was, what sucked though, there had these like yellow jackets around the lake, all the way around the bank, and you'd have to walk through them to get up to the water. It was kind of weird. Cats there. You talking about bobcats? I've seen a few bobcats around there. Yeah, Fort Ord, they have some hunting areas too that we used to bow hunt, me and my brother. So we'd go out and bow hunt, and man, I've seen a lot of bobcats around Fort Ord. Yeah, you would never think there's fish in that lake at Laguna Seca, man. No catfish in that lake. Oh, I see what you're saying. No catfish. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've caught some giants out of there. I mean, I've caught some big old catfish out of there. Laguna Seca, Robin Wyckoff. We're talking about when my brother was in the Army, I used to go to Laguna Seca and catfish. There's a lake in the middle of Laguna Seca. Wayne, you know, I've always been a believer that UFOs are military weapons they don't want us to know about. I believe that. I think UFOs are the military doing maneuvers and stuff, and people see them. I just dumped my soda. And we're drinking for you, mister. Yeah, I always thought that, because people see them all the time. I think they're just aircraft that the military, they don't want you to know about. Military's got some stuff, let me tell you. My brother was in the military, and he used to tell me about some stuff. I live in eastern Montana. I own my ranch, and I deal with mountain lions all the time. You know, we have some big old mountain lions here in California. My buddy, his dog was killed by a mountain lion. He lives up in the mountains, and he hurt his dog, and then they went out and they found the dog dead on the ground, and they could see, you know, they figured it out because he had mountain lion problems before. So he called the Fish and Game and he told them what happened, and he wanted to get permission to shoot the mountain lion, because in California you have to have reasonable cause. And so the game warden came out and he goes, I want you to do, he goes, don't touch the dog. You leave it right where it's at. And he goes, set up a light. He goes, he's going to be back. He'll be back either tomorrow or the next night. He said, because they'll come back to feed on him or take it away somewhere. And he goes, all right. So him and his boy, they set up a light, and they were sitting there, and all of a sudden the other dogs start going crazy. And he said he turned on that light, and he said that mountain lion, he had like 110-pound, what kind of dog? It was a pit bull. And he said the mountain lion had him in his jaws and was walking with that 110-pound dog in his jaws. And they shot him, killed him. He was 135 pounds, man. Big old mountain lion. I live in eastern Montana, own my own ranch. Yeah. How big a ranch you have, Bulldog, in Montana? Bye-bye. You gone. Yeah, my bro was Air Force. He was stationed at Area 51. To this day, he will still not say what he saw. Yeah, it's hard to know, huh? They're seeing something, that's for sure. When it's military and they don't let you on that area, it's all fenced off. You get near that fence, watch what happens. They come quick. I've been around a few military bases, man. You don't want to get too close to the fences. They'll show up in a heartbeat. "25 acres, that's a pretty good chunk of property. And when you have animals, I know what kind of work that is. Having animals is a lot of work. I don't even have a dog anymore. I lost my American Bulldog about 2 years ago. And I haven't. Thing is, I try to travel when I can. Like, I go and see my kids and stuff, and it's nice not having animals when you have to travel, because then I don't have to worry about somebody taking care of them, and it works out. Why not? Why can't we talk about whatever? I'm not here to argue, man. I agree with you, so what? Okay? We're all agreeing with you. 25 acres, like a quarter acre lot in Montana. Well, I'm sure it is, but man, 25 acres is still a pretty good chunk of land. It's a lot to take care of. I got friends in Montana. I know what Montana is all about. Pathway of Hope. Welcome to the live. I'll get rid of this guy, man. Bye-bye. I don't deal with arguers, man. Somebody wants to just argue, I just get rid of them. That's the nice thing about being king of the button. When you're king of the button, you can just kick people out. Yeah. I got a third of an acre. It's too big. I got a third of an acre. That's big enough for me. But you know what? I understand when you have a lot. My daughter, she has like a 3-acre lot in Tennessee. And I told her, man, just use an acre to use, and then use the other stuff and just let it overgrow and get some animals. I am as a mod. I time out 3 times. They come back. I hide them. Yeah. You know what? Next time you come, if we get a bunch of harassers, I'll just put you as a mod if you want to do that. We've had a couple of people mod for us. You have a great name. I had a man. I wish I had a picture I could show you. I'll have to get one up for you guys next time you come. I had this American Bulldog, and when I got him was 68 pounds. People abused him, man. They let him stand in his own urine and his own poo, and he burned all the hair off his feet. And they just abused the crap out of him. So he was a little sideways when I got him. But he was the funniest dog. And man, he lived the life of Riley when I had him. He was 135 pounds when he passed, man. He had a head the size of a basketball. He was like, he didn't like nothing, man. He didn't like people. He didn't like other dogs. He tried to eat everything that came near him. But it was great. I used to put him in my pickup. Nobody would get near my truck. I'll tell you a story about Great Danes. You know what's great about having your own channel? You get to talk all the time. Everybody's got to listen to you. You guys probably get tired of these stories. They're all true, though, man. I have a bunch of great stories. When I was a kid, my aunt, man, she had Great Danes. She used to raise them. She had like 3 or 4 of them. So I was about 9 or 10 years old. So we are going to take the dogs for a walk up in this field right by our house. And she had leashes and all that. So we were walking the dogs and doing our thing. So we get up, about a quarter mile up in the foothills. And I got this big old male, man. He's tan, big old. He's probably only a couple years old. Oh, thanks for saying that. I appreciate you saying that. And so anyway, we were coming back down. And the freaking dog sees a rabbit and it takes off. And I got the leash wrapped around my arm, on my arm, and wrapped around my wrist. That freaking dog dragged me to the ground. And I was behind that dog like a leaf, just bouncing off the ground, man. He dragged me all the way to the bottom of that hill chasing that rabbit. And I get up, man. I got stickers in my hair. And I got dirt down my shirt, man, in my mouth. I mean, that's when I learned, don't wrap the thing around your arm. That's a bad idea. Yeah, we're getting a pretty good community going here, man. I hope we can keep it going. I hope we can get it to grow. That's when the last time you checked your MySpace, Diffuse 1. I just checked it this morning. I don't understand what you're saying. Pathway, okay, but why DIS me? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, why diss me? Yeah, we can get rid of him if he starts being. I was thinking what you do as a mechanic. I'm in my early 50s. I retired 30 years ago. Too many changes. Mechanic work has definitely changed like every few years. It's small, but yet it's mine. I own it with a 2-bedroom house that I put on the landslide. Please, out of respect, don't diss me. Yeah, I agree, man. He's doing his thing. He's got it going on. Just because he doesn't have 250 acres doesn't mean he's something wrong with that. He's doing what he's doing. He's got it going on. He's got a house, a piece of land. He's doing good things. Yeah, don't have some respect. I agree. Your word out to my buddies to help. Yeah, appreciate that. Brandon just found your channel. Keep it up, brother. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate that. Yeah. What I'm hoping we can do, what I've been trying to do, we'll see if we can do it next. We'll see if we get enough people in the community. But man, I was thinking about putting a ride together. That'd be fun. I never get tired of stories. That's good. I hope I have a bunch of them, man. My girl says she calls me Chatty Cathy because I can talk, man. I can talk. I think that's I have the gift of gab, man. And I can talk to anybody. I never met a stranger, man. And you know what? That's part of what my wife passed and kind of did that to me. It made me where I was like, I don't care. Hey, I'll talk to whoever I want. If you want to talk to me, go away. I don't care. I'll talk to whoever I want, about whatever I want, I don't really care much about what people think of me. I'm just being me. I'm going to be who I am. That's all I can be, is be who I am. That's all you can be. The thing shut down a long time ago. Yeah, I think he was making fun of our age. I think he was making fun of our age. I've told some stories. I told my girl that I have now. People think I'm full of shit sometimes because of the stories I tell. I know I got a bull crap meter and it goes off pretty fast. But I've seen people when I'm talking to them, I can tell right at the moment that they think I'm that I'm lying or I'm making up a story. I'm like, man, these are true stories, man. This has really happened. I've got my 69 Panhead. It's as cool as I am. Right at 2, work on it 5 months, but it's mine. Dude, I want a Panhead so bad. I wanted a Panhead ever since I was a kid. That's what I learned to ride on. My buddy had a 52 Panhead that his uncle built him. And I remember, here we go. Here goes another story. He left it at my house because he was going to go to work in Shaver Lake and he couldn't take it with him. So he left it at my house. And this is my buddy that I know from Montana. We've been friends for, I don't know, 40 years now, over 40 years. So he left it at my house and he told me, hey, ride that thing once in a while. I said, don't let it just sit, So one day I went out there. I was like, man, I'm going to take that thing for a ride to the store, get me a soda. And the store was only like 2 blocks from my house. So it was a neat old bike. I mean, it wasn't a custom bike, but it was a neat old Panhead. They had put a different kind of front end on it and did a bunch of neat stuff with the bracketry. His uncle was an HA, so he had access to all kinds of parts and stuff. So I get out there, man. I've kicked on that thing and kicked on it, and I finally got it started, man. I take it, so I go down to the store. I think I'm Joe Cool, man. I'm pulling up on this Panhead, I get off and I go inside the store, and he told me, he said, don't forget to shut the fuel off. It'll flood. Sure in hell, man. I went in the store. I forgot to shut the fuel off, and it flooded. And it was like 110 degrees, man. It was hot summer day. Here I am out there, man, kicking that thing. And I kicked it so much I thought I was going to puke, man. I swear to God, I felt like I was going to puke because it was 110 degrees outside. And so I had to take the plug out, and he had another plug. I had to, and then there was a sequence you had to go through. You had to kick it, and you had to clear it, and then once of the throttle, and then turn the fuel on, and then kick it. And if you didn't do it in sequence, it wouldn't start, man. So I finally got it started. And when I got back to the house, I parked that thing. It was so hot. I walked in the house and I told my old lady, I said, man, if I ever get a Harley, it's going to have a starter on it. Piss on that. Yeah, there you go. Panheads are cool, but shit, you work on it more than you drive it. That's one in Billings right now. Yeah, my buddy that lives in Billings, exactly. He don't have it anymore. Yeah, you got to kick the crap out of him. And, I got a bad back, man. I can't kick bikes no more. I'm done with that. Nope. I got a starter. I keep them running good so they start right up. I want to try something new. I'm tired of painting cars, maybe something in the woodwork. I do woodwork. The thing is, man, you want to be able to make some money. Trying to think would be a good gig, Wayne, how old are you again? I know you've told me this, but you think I can remember that? I tell people, man, my hard drive is all filled up. I got to delete some crap. It won't. It's going. You're out of memory. Sorry. I like working with wood. It's fun. I just enjoy messing around with it. Metal's even better though. You know what's cool about metal? If you mess up, you can just weld another piece on there. With wood, if you cut it too short, you're screwed, man. I'm only 5 years younger than you, but yet I kick my pinhead. I'm 56. Good for you, man. You're tougher than this old man. I go out there and go like this. You ready? I go boom, 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 boom. Hey, next time you're out there kicking that thing, you feel like you're gonna puke. Remember me, man. I'm out there. Oh, let's make sure my battery's good and full. I'm ready to go. Yo. Oh, Pa, you like working with wood. I'm 23. Go big. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live. We'll see how many of you get to hang out. You ever watch that movie? What's the name of that movie? Karate Kid plays in it, man. It's called where he's a guitar player. I forget now, but he plays guitar. Maybe rising coffee table or dining table. Nowadays, man, you just got to get in this. Here's something that I would recommend people to do is learn how to operate some equipment and buy some equipment. That's good money, man. Like having a backhoe and a trailer and a truck where you go out and you're the operator and you charge them by the day. Get you a dump truck, a backhoe, and a trailer. You'll make some money. Because then you can go out and you can charge, by the day. You're operating your own stuff, 55. So you're getting to be about my age. And hard work is going to start becoming a problem for you. I still do a lot of stuff, but, when you get to be about 60 and working your way towards 70, you lose a lot of your muscle mass. I used to be a beast, man. I'm not kidding you. When I was 25 years old, dude, I was a beast, man. And now there's stuff I used to do that I'm like, there's no way I could do that now. I remember me and a buddy of mine picked up a small block Chevy, just me and him, put it in the back of the truck one time. Bubble B, man, how's your day? Good. It's going all right. It's the end of my day. It's 2 a.m. But I was getting ready to go to bed at about 11, and I thought, you know what, man, I'm going to do a live. I'm not sleepy. It's best if I go to bed when I'm dog tired. That way I get some rest because my back messes with me, man. I've been wrenching for 40 years. I've been bending over, touching my toes for 40 years. My back don't like it anymore. I do wood burning. I do leather work, but most of the time, all native work is I am quarter. Oh, really? Bulldog Rick? My wife was Maidu. She was California Maidu. So my kids are Maidu. And so, yeah, I know all about the native thing. Yeah, I do. Bulldog, I do the same thing, man. I just do it. My girl, she's always telling, you can't do that. You can hurt your back. I'm like, my back's already hurt, man. It ain't going to matter. It's going to hurt whether I do this or do nothing. Might as well do what I enjoy. I could be sitting here. Hey, Big Red, welcome back. Yeah, that's me, man. So I did cement work when I was younger. When I was 25, I was a plastering hard carrier. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's probably one of the toughest jobs, physical jobs you could ever do. Oh, really? Pine Ridge. My wife was wanting to go to Pine Ridge, and part of the when all that stuff was going on. She wanted to go there and be part of it. We couldn't leave at the time. So my wife's, her fifth great grandma was the oldest living Maidu in 1914, I think, when they did the census. We have the records and it shows that she was like, she had a native name. She didn't even have a name. Her name was native name. She was married in traditionally by the native ways. Wasn't married in a church or anything. I had to cry a little. Well, you know what, man? Sometimes we have to cry. You got to cry before you got to cry to know how to laugh. That's what I tell people, man. I lost my laughter for a while. I couldn't laugh about nothing, man. Nothing was funny. I lost my laughter. That's when I knew I was in trouble, man. Nothing was funny to me. It didn't matter what it was. Nothing was funny. I had to pick up my soul. Somebody grabbed my soul and threw it on the ground and stomped on it. And it took me a while, dude. Yeah, concrete's heavy. No matter what you do with the concrete, it's heavy, man. Maggot, he did that stuff too. He was a concrete guy. Thing about concrete, it's already heavy. Then you add water to it and make it twice as heavy. I feel like you and I connected in a way. Tom Harsh, my grandfather's name was Many Horses. Are you serious? Big men cry, hell, I bury my bro this coming Saturday. So yeah, it's life. Yeah. Man, if you don't cry, you don't have a heart, you don't have a soul. It's hard sometimes though. It's hard to have your kids see you cry. My kids never seen me cry in their whole life. I don't cry about nothing. I don't cry when I get hurt. You'd have to, even if I broke my arm or something, I wouldn't cry. But man, that kind of stuff just rips your heart out. There's no way around it. You're gonna cry, and it's okay to let people see that you're hurting, man. The funeral's coming up. That's the hardest one, man. Let me give you guys, both of you, some advice right now, and I hope I'm not overstepping my line, but I'm gonna give you some advice. I've talked at a couple of funerals, and I always believe at a funeral, if you don't have something to say about your friend at a funeral, then you're really not their friend. You need to, not that I'm saying that you should do that, but I stood up at a couple funerals and talked about people that were really close to me because they were my friends, so I had something to say about them. And one of the things I said at a couple funerals that's kind of helpful is people, when death occurs, we cry for us. We don't cry for the person that's died because they're not hurting or in pain or sad or whatever. We cry for us because we're selfish. And now I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a way that we're selfish because we want them back. We don't want to give them up. And that's why we cry. And so it's okay to cry, but just realize if you're crying for the person, it doesn't matter because they're in such a better place than we could ever imagine. True, but yet it's the loss of a family or friend. Yeah, it's a pain, man. I never thought that you could feel pain, physical pain. When I lost my mom, man, I felt physical pain. I mean, my heart hurt. Actually felt like my heart was going to come out of my chest. And that's when I realized, man, it's painful. It's not just sad. And it's not just, you're wanting to, it's just, it makes you realize, if you have friends in your life and you have people that you love and care about, pick up the phone, man, talk to them, tell them that. I tell my friends all the time. And they think, I have friends that are pretty open like that, but I have friends now that when I leave, I tell them I love them because I do. And I don't want to go to their funeral and that be the only time I tell them that. I'd rather tell them that while they're living. And it is hard, man, when you lose people. But you know why it's hard? Because you have a heart, man. Because you have compassion and you love that person. That's why it hurts. Because if you didn't give a shit about them and you didn't care about them, it wouldn't hurt. And that's why a lot of people don't love, because they don't want to feel the pain of what it feels like to have the loss. You know. Yep. That's tough, man. That is tough. Well, I'll tell you my situation. Kind of a weird one. So I never met my dad. So my mom was she named me after my brother's dad. So I have my brother's last name. And I didn't find out until I was like 20 maybe, 21, somewhere in there. So my brother's, what I thought was my dad, which I never met the guy anyway. He was a dirtbag. He wasn't, I didn't miss him or nothing. But my brother's dad, which I thought was my dad, was passing away. And my brother and my sister-in-law got a hold of me and said, "Hey, are you coming to your dad's funeral?" I'm like, "No, why would I? He's never been in my life. He's never done shit for me. He never picked the phone, came to a birthday, nothing." So anyway, my mom found out about it. So she came down and she fessed up and said, "Hey, he's not your dad." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "No, he's not your dad. Your dad this is his nickname. It's a guy I met and I got pregnant, and I put Billy down as the dad so the military would pay the medical bills." And that's how I found out that was my dad. It says, "Honestly, I lost my, I bought me a PlayStation so I can talk more to my grandkids. Is that crazy or what? Better than talking to them on a phone for 10 minutes. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, my grandkids do that. The older ones I get to hear from, but the younger ones, you can't even get their attention. They're so busy on those freaking games. I say that all the time, man. Our kids are giving away their childhood to a video game. Like all the stories I have as a kid, running around with my uncles and being out in the garage and building forts and digging tunnels in the backyard and running down the creek with my fishing pole. All these kids don't have those stories to tell. What stories are they going to tell? Hey, remember that time we were playing Minecraft and I hit 10 million? I mean, those are the kind of stories they're going to have. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all my siblings, we all have the same mom, but different dads. That's the way I am. My mom she had 5 kids, and she only had 2 from the same father. So my brother and my sister, and get this now, you'll love this part. So my oldest daughter, she found my dad through DNA, just like about a year ago. So I've been talking to my brother. We have the same father. He looks almost like my twin. I've been talking to him on just messaging back and forth through Facebook. But my dad, he doesn't want to meet me. Is that the weirdest thing you ever heard? So my dad, he doesn't even want to he doesn't want him to get to know who I am. And he's like 80 something years old. So I'm just like, whatever, man, you're missing out, not me. I would have been a good son to you, but you know what? I don't need nothing from him. I just wanted to meet him before he died to say, hey, I met my dad. There's nothing I need from him or want from him, or I'm not mad. It is what it is. I'm 60 years old. My life is almost over. Like in my days, you went and created stuff in town. I live in a small town, so you did what you created. Yeah, I live in the city, but still, man, we used to run around. We used to run around on our bicycles, man, and ride, 10 miles across town, to go fishing. That all you could catch was a perch about 3 inches long. Yeah. So I was hoping they would turn around and say, like, he posted something on the internet here recently, and I kind of jabbed at him about it a little bit. He posted on there about that, man, he's so fortunate and blessed to have his dad, and they're going elk hunting. And I was so lucky to have his dad in his life at such a late stage in his life. And I seen that, and I posted on there, I said, yeah, I've been waiting a lifetime to spend a day with my dad. And that's all I said. And the next day he reached out to me. And then I said, well, you know what? I'd like to why don't you talk to your mom and dad and see if they're open to meeting me? I'm not a bad guy. I'm not there to I want half the house or anything. I just want to say hi to the man. That's all. I just want to say, hey, I'm your son, And so I haven't heard from him in over a month. So I'm going to give him a little more time. I talked to my nephew, though, which is my brother's son, and he rides a Harley. So I said, hey, let's get together and go for a ride. So he's down for that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It was something. Yeah, it was something, man. We had a great childhood. I got in more trouble in life as a kid for taking off than any other thing. Because my mom would say on Saturdays, we were supposed to stay and do, yard work and get the laundry done and all that stuff. And I'd get up real early in the morning. I'd be real quiet, and I'd push my bike out the gate and close the gate real quiet. And I knew when I drove down that driveway, I'm going to get my butt kicked when I get home. But guess what? I don't care, because I'm going to go have fun today. And I know I'm going to be in trouble, but guess what? I am going. So I used to take off, and I'd spend all day out doing whatever, because I knew I was in trouble. I'd come home as late as I possibly could. See, how old should a child be before he hears the truth that his father is not his real father? I think you got to be up front with him pretty early. Like, I'm thinking 10 years old, man. Just tell them. That way they know. There's no way of keeping it a secret forever, And you can have a father that's not your biological father. I had a stepdad that I called dad. He was my dad. He was only in my life for a couple of years, but, and I have friends that have taken on kids from another marriage where the father was a pile of crap, and they're great dads, and they treat those kids like they're their own. So I don't know, that's a conversation you should have between the mother and the father and figure that out. But I don't think you should wait until they're 20, I think the earlier, the better. Kids are resilient. If you tell them when they're 5, they'll be fine. If you wait till they're 20, they have issues to deal with all that, because they wonder why their dad never came, Hey, that'd be cool. Hey, Bulldog Rick, you interested in riding out? That'd be fun, man. Bring your panhead. We'll go for a ride. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm thinking, 10 to 13, somewhere in there, they got enough understanding to know what's going on. But don't wait until they're a man, because they go through their whole childhood wondering why their dad was never there. And then that might clear it up when you say your dad was this, and be honest, say he's a pile. He has the access to you, and he chooses not to, and that's on him. You're a good kid. Don't, just because he doesn't come around doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's his fault for not being a good dad. And then find somebody to be a good role model. Kids need good role models in their lives. That's the most important thing, man. Find somebody that has good common sense and give them good advice. Teach him how to be a man, how to stand up for himself and do what's right, but be willing to stand toe to toe when the things go down. They got to be able to take care of themselves. Montana kind of. Yeah, I had 6-9 pad in. That was a bad day. Yeah. Hey, we'll figure out something. If I come out that way, I'll look you up, man. 2 hours ain't nothing for me. I'll ride up there. You got that big old ranch. Maybe I'll pull my motor home and put the bike on a trailer. I got an older motorhome I like to drive around in. It's expensive to drive it, but it's cheaper than renting rooms. The bike's more fun. I like taking the bike, but I wouldn't mind putting it on. What I got to do though, see, I got to go to Colorado because I want to take my electric glide to Colorado. So I might load both of my bikes on a trailer, take the one, drop it off in Colorado. And if the guy will let me leave my motorhome and my trailer there, I might just get my other bike off and ride it from Colorado to Montana. Montana can stay. I dated a gal that had, hey, I got plenty of room. I had a guy, it's funny, you can make some real friendships on the internet. It's crazy how you can become friends with people. And I'm just really untrusting that way. I've always been that way. Like, I don't trust people, but I'm getting better about it. And I pack my friend around with me, so I don't have to worry. But anyway, I met this maggot that's on here. He's from Australia. He told me, hey, come visit anytime. He goes, I got 2 houses. He goes, you can come hang out in here anytime you want. I want a newer bike, but I want to keep my panhead. You know what? I'm telling you, man, I've been telling people this forever, man. Get a freaking Evolution. Don't buy one of those. Anything 2000 or newer, they're nice, but man, every time something happens, you got to take it to the dealer. That's why I keep buying these Evos. I'm on my third Evo now. And I haven't wore one out yet. That electric glide I have has an 80 cubic inch Evo motor on it, and it's got 115,000 miles on it. And the only reason I'm rebuilding it is because I really like the bike. So I'm just going to go ahead and have the motor and the training done. But man, you can buy a nice Evolution like a 98, 99. That's the last years of the Evolution. Arrowhead bikes. An Arrowhead bike. I don't even know what that is. I'll tell you a nice Honda that I had. I had a Honda before I bought my Harley. But man, I had a Honda VT 1100 Aero, A-E-R-O. Look up that bike. Yeah, I talk to everybody. My girl, she goes, man, I went to Dominica Republic, man. I sat and bullshitted with this guy for an hour, and then he gave us a killer deal on taking us all around the city. I'm like, you just got to talk to people, man. People want to talk. Believe it or not, though, man, this hat, I don't know what it is about. I've met so many people by wearing this hat because people go say, hey, go big or go home. I go, hey, and we start talking. There's another weirdo. Sometimes I wish I could reach through the screen and just maybe it's a good thing I can't. Yeah, I can be I don't know. My first wife was like that. She was like a social butterfly, man. She knew everybody. I mean, everywhere we went, she knew somebody. On Enduro, 85 Enduro, that was my first motorcycle I ever owned. I had a 1975 Honda XL 350 Enduro. That was my first vehicle I ever owned. I bought it from my brother for $140, and he traded a bow to a guy, and he paid $140 for the bow. So he said, "Give me $140, you can have the bike." So I gave him $140, and that was my first transportation. Hey, what up? Yeah, that was a neat bike, man. I remember my mom used to give me, when I got to a certain age, I was kind of a knothead. I used to ride that Enduro. We had a 4-foot wall that, in the front of our house that went down to the road. And I used to ride that Enduro off that wall every time I left the house. I go, why? Or just jump right off that wall out into the street. But anyway, if you're looking for that, I had a 1998 Honda Aero 1100 Aero, and it looked like a Harley, man. It's the bike that Harley sued Honda over. They tried to, and it had a single pin crank in it, so it loped really hard like a Harley did. It had that potato. It had that same sound. And I got so tired of telling people it wasn't a Harley, I just started agreeing with them. Because people all the time would go, "Man, nice Harley." And I go, "Oh, it's a Honda." Every time I went anywhere, they'd say, "Hey, nice Harley." So finally I just started going, "Yeah, okay, thanks." Because I got tired of explaining to them, it's not a Harley, it's a Honda. But it sounded like one. It was loud, man. I put some Cobra straight pipes on it. Thing was loud, man. I mean, super loud. You could go through any parking lot and set off every car alarm in that parking lot with that bike. It was so loud. Matter of fact, I almost got in a kind of a tiff with a guy because of that bike one time. We were somewhere, I don't remember where it was at, man, but we were traveling, me and the old lady, and you had to warm it up, man. It was carbureted. And it was loud. So we're in this kind of a sketchy place, So I went down, fired up the bike, and I let it sit there idling to warm up. And I'm getting all my gear on, And this guy comes out and he goes, "Hey," from the upper stairs. He says, "Is that thing about warmed up yet?" And I go, "No, I'll let you know what it is." And he just looked at me. I thought he was gonna come down. He was being all tough, I said, "No." I said, when it gets warmed up, I'm gonna pull out of here. I thought we were gonna have a problem. Yep, last year I took my 690 to Sturgis. I was shocked as how many bikers saw me went built me up having that bike. Yeah, man. Props. I get people all the time. That electric light I have, it's a 91. But man, it sounds good. It's got an Andrews cam in it, and it's got some aftermarket. It has a thunder header pipe on it, and updated intake and stuff. And man, it sounds really good. It sounds better than the new ones. I'm jealous, man. I've always wanted a panhead. But you know what? Not saying yours is bad, but they have a new panhead motor that you can get that they fixed all the issues with the panhead. But it's a new production. They fixed the oiling issue they had and some of the leakers that they had on it. So it looks identical to the old panhead, but it doesn't have all the issues. Yeah, I bet it is, man. Any panhead is a badass bike. They're just, in my opinion, the panhead is a work of art. When it comes to all the Harleys, if you set a shovel head next to a panhead, next to a knuckle, all the way up to the M8, and you look at them, that panhead is beautiful. That panhead is just beautiful. Takes the price value down. Mine's all original. Yeah, it does. It does. But like you said, like if I was going to build something to ride, like if I was going to build get a frame and put a motor in it, do that. build a custom bike, but I was going to put a panhead motor in it, I'd get that updated panhead motor. Yeah, I wouldn't do nothing to yours, man. Don't do a thing to it. It makes them so much more valuable. And that's, and I shouldn't tell everybody this, but I've been telling people, start buying up these Evolutions. They're going to be worth a freaking fortune in another 10 years. Because the same thing is going to happen with the Evos that happen. I seen it happen, I can remember when, like a shovel head, you could buy a shovel head for like $1,500, $2,000. You can't buy them for that now. And the same thing happened, before that with the panheads. The panheads used to be really cheap. And now you can't touch one for less than 10, 15, 20,000, maybe more than that. I'm thinking more like 15, 20. And what's happened now, the Evolution is the last Harley that doesn't have a computer on it. What do you think all these guys are going to do that's been riding forever that are sick of that freaking computer? They're going to want an Evolution. And these Evos, man, you can buy them. I don't know if I have a picture. I'll have to show you guys matter of fact, go look at my videos. I made a picture about that 84. I bought an 84 Evolution. It's the first generation, first year Evolution. It looks like you just took it out of the showroom floor. It's red metal flake. It's got 36,000 miles on it. I paid $2,700 for it. Frickin' bike is beautiful. And you know what? Every time I find one like that, I'm going to buy it. Hopefully I can keep them, but I'm broke right now. I'm trying to make some money. I'm going back to work soon. Yeah, man, that bike should mean a lot to you. 50. That's like my pickup. I got a 71 Chevy C20 camper special. And that's the way that truck is. Look how old it is. Oh, I just bought a boat too. It's really cool. You'll see it on here. I bought a 63 Elgin that was built by Sears. It's a little fiberglass boat, 13-footer with a 40 horse on it, and the motor didn't run. So I got it home and tinkered with it, and there was just a problem with the point, so I got it running. And so that boat is older than I am. It was built in 62, so it's 2 years older than me. So that boat's 63 years old, or going to be 63 years old. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. All the gel coat looks like you just got it off the showroom. I mean, it's not perfect, but man, it's about 90%. It's pretty cool. I got it running. So it runs in the barrel. I got it. I'm going to probably pull the carbs off of it and just clean them out real good. What else I got to do to the boat? I got to put the front cover on it. I mean, I went through it. I missed your statement there. At work all my life, now it's that time for me to have some fun. Hope my body can handle the fun. I'm going to put it through. He's parked this weekend. Hey, just do what I do, man. Eat, have a breakfast of champions. A glass of coffee with an Advil and 2 Tylenol. That's my breakfast. I have a saying, man. I learned this from Clint Eastwood, man. You just got to keep the old man out. I do that every day when I get up. I say, just keep that old man out. Just do it, even if it hurts. Just act like it don't hurt. I don't bend over like I used to as fast. I told my grandson I don't fight no more either. He was harassing me one day, and he said, "Papa, I will whip you." I said, "No, I don't think you will. Man, I'll be on you so fast you don't even know what happened. The way you," I said, "I move pretty good for an old man." And then I said, "You want to fight right now?" He goes, "Yeah, let's go." I said, "Hang on, let me go in the house." What do you got to go in the house for? I got to go get my pistol and see how much life, how bad you want to fight. He said, that's not fair. I said, well, that's what you do when you get old, man. You don't got time for that stuff. Let's get it over with. How do you feel about the Harley electric lights? That's what I have. That 91 is an electric glide. I love that bike. The 91, the electric glide, it's the early ones they call the FLHS, which is a sport. You'll see them. You'll see them pretty often come up for sale. They're called a FLHS. And what they have, doesn't have the Batwing fairing on it, and it doesn't have the tour pack on the back. And they're on a touring frame, which is nice, is because you can load them up. You know, they got a heavy duty frame, they got heavy duty axles on them. And so you can put, like we used to ride 2-up on mine, me and my old lady, and we would put a tea bag on the back, you know, her and me fill both saddlebags, and man, that thing would pull, we put gosh, I don't know, let's see, between the two, we'd probably put like 1,000 pounds on that bike. We'd ride it from here to Wyoming and back. Yeah, the electric glide's a good ride. And those, like I said, if you can find a FLHS that's been taken care of, those electric glides, I just don't think there's a better motor built, man. I really don't. I know the pan heads are nice and the shovel heads were a pain in the butt to get started sometimes. The electric glides, once you get them dialed in, man, they're so dependable. I've never had a single problem with mine. I just recently blew the clutch out of mine and I flogged mine hard. And it had 115,000. I mean, I might need some morphine when I'm through. Yeah, my bad. It's never for sale. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about my I call it old red, my 91. My wife bought me that bike. So I'll probably never get rid of it. It means a lot to me. We started a business, and when we started the business, I had that VT 1100 Aero, and we're trying to get the doors open, and we ran out of money. And I was like, we got to sell that bike. She's like, you're not selling that bike. I said, why not? It's just a bike. We can buy another one later. And I sold it. So when we got up on our feet, she bought me that Harley, which I only paid. I think I paid $6,000 or $7,000 for the electric glide. But I love that bike, man. It's got nice bars on it. It's comfortable to ride. You know, it's just like, it's got a Lapera seat on it, so it's really comfortable. It's nothing fancy, but man, it's just a dependable bike. I mean, we go on rides on that thing and go 4,000 miles. You know, we go on a summer trip, we'd be gone 4,000 or 5,000 miles at a time. So, you know, there's times when we'd ride like 10 hours straight, man. And that, I never broke down on it. One time I broke down because I let the battery get old and I didn't take care of it. So it had a dead battery. It wouldn't start on a cold day up in the mountains. And the other time it didn't actually break down. I broke a throttle cable when I had my girlfriend that I have now. I had her on the back and it snapped the throttle. I was on the freeway and I was doing about 70. And I gunned it and I felt it, man. It snapped and I had no throttle. And we're in traffic and I said, piss on this, man. I didn't want her to have to wait in the hot weather. You know, it was hot and I was like, I don't want her to do that. So I was like, so I just reached down and I grabbed the hold of the throttle screw and I just turned it up to about $3,000. And I rode it home on the throttle screw the whole way home with the clutch. But it didn't leave me stranded. You know, we didn't break down. We got home. But that's like 15 years owning it. It's never left me stranded, man. And I put some miles on that thing. It's like my 1964 and a half Mustang. I'll never sell that. I paid $1,000 for it at age 16. It's my baby car. I've kept it all original. That is so cool, man. I love those kind of stories. I wish I have cars that I got rid of over the years that I think about. And I was like, man, I wish I would have kept that car because I had some neat cars, man. I had a 71 Firebird with a dual scoop fiberglass front hood, 400 with a 400. Friggin' thing, man, would snap your neck. It was so fast. I've had a bunch of neat cars over the years. And I had a bunch of imports. I got into Datsuns when I was in my mid 20s. I started hot rodding little Datsun four cylinder, little 510s and sedans and stuff. And I've had some neat cars. I think my favorite car though I ever owned was that Nissan 370. I had a Nissan 370 Nismo. Dude, that car was so freaking fast. That car could corner so hard, it would scare you. And I don't get scared in a car. But that car would go so fast around a corner, you'd crap your pants, man. I mean, it would go so fast. I used to outrun Corvettes in that thing in the corners because they couldn't keep up with it because it had a full body glove underneath. It was a race car, man. It had a full body glove underneath. It had stiffening bars front and rear. And it would flat get it, man. It was 350 horse and it only weighed like 2,200 pounds or something like that. Like maybe it was a little more than that, 3,200 pounds. Man, that car was so fast. I do demolition derbies, 1970. Do you pre-beat up the trunk, make it go like that with a hammer and stuff before? Yeah, light body, but damn flies. Yeah, that's the way that Nissan was crazy, man. I'd buy another one if I ever had a chance. That 370, the Nismo was their like performance model. That thing would go, man. It would go almost 200 miles an hour. The Speedo said 200. It would do 180. But I only did it. I think the fastest I ever went in it was like 135, 140, right in there. I said, that's good enough. I was in a canyon. I was like, nope, I don't need a blowout at this speed. I'll be dead, man. But that car would flat get it, man. I'm not kidding you. I don't know how I never got in trouble in that car. I got pulled over once, but I talked myself out of it. I've had some neat one vehicle I wish I would have kept, man. I still look around. I try to find it. I'd like to find it and buy it. I don't even know if it's still around, but if it was, I'd buy it back. I had a 1953. Was it a 53 or was it the 51? No, it's 51. I had a 1951 Chevy 3100 pickup, the 5-window. But it was a 2-window cab. It didn't have the side windows in it. But it was my first pickup. And there's a neat story behind it that I sold a 62 Chevy half ton I had. And I had $750 in my pocket. That I just sold the truck to buy this other truck. Because I found a job and I needed the pickup for the job. So in the 62, it wasn't set up for that. It was more of a hot rod. So anyway, I had $750 in my pocket and I was in my Firebird, man. And I lit it up. I lit up my Firebird right in front of 2 cops. I mean, right in front of them, man. Just, whoa, I was doing like being stupid, man. I just did a major like burnout right in front of 2 cops. They pulled me over, and in my head I was thinking, well, there goes that money. That's going to be bail money. And so I talked my way out of it. They didn't give me a ticket, man. They didn't give me a ticket, man. I learned a long time ago when it comes to cops, be really respectful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't have done that. You're so right. I'm sorry. Just be very respectful. And so he let me go. But anyways, I took that $750 and I bought that Chevy pickup. It was a 51 Chevy 3100 off a car lot. for $750. And the paint was perfect, man. It had a little straight six in it. So I ended up selling it over the years. But that is one truck, man, I wish I would have hung on to, because I got pictures of my daughter when she was just like 2 years old, standing in front of that pickup. And I was like 19. I had my first daughter when I was 19. Yeah. I had a Bel Air 85 Mustang, sold them both. I had an 89 Mustang. Sell it. I'm going to give it away to one of my nieces or nephews. There you go, Wayne. I still have my daughter's first car in the backyard right now. It's a 73 Comet. She wants to give it to her son when he starts driving. He's only got about 2 more years, so we'll have to get that car ready. Derby cars, Pontiacs, I'll cut bottom frame, really get hit. It raises the ass off the car so it becomes a dozer. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You want to like pre-bend them up so they don't go into the tire. That's what I was told by a guy that does that. The 55 Bel Air is a classic. Yeah. The 56 Bel Air is my favorite car of all time. 73 Comet. Yeah, most don't know what a Comet is. They're sleeper cars, man. If you ever want to build a sleeper hot rod, that's a good one. They look like a Maverick. Like they're identical to the Maverick except for the back. The back, the taillights are different. That's the only thing different between a Maverick and a Comet. Wow, Wayne, that's crazy, huh? You're seeing some crazy prices for stuff. I had that 71 Chevy sold for $9,000 like 3-4 years ago, and I bailed. I was like, no, I'm not gonna sell it. The guy goes, I got the cash. I'm like, nope, I don't want to sell it. I changed my mind. Because I've had it for 15 years, and we bought it when we were doing our business, and I paid $1,500 for it. But I think the truck's worth like 12 or 14,000 now, and it's not customized. But I talked to a guy here recently, and he said if that truck was done with paint and interior, he goes, you could get 80 grand for that truck. He goes, because it's a custom camper. It's not a custom camper. They call them camper. No, they call them a custom camper, not camper special. Not like Ford. It's called a custom camper, and they only built like 4,000 or 5,000 of them. And they claim there might only be like 1,200 left in existence. So I'm gonna probably fix it up. Yeah, the Comets. I had a 71 Comet. Yeah, 71 Comet. It was freaking fast, man. I did some work on it. I put a camshaft in it and put a 4-barrel on it with an intake, and then I did a Hall effect ignition system on it. That freaking car would fly, man. Those cars only weigh like 2,300 pounds. They don't weigh nothing. It's like a Mustang Fox body. They're super light. And the one I had, it had factory AC in it. That's what I always thought was cool about it. It didn't have the little thing on the the add-on. It had actually in the dash factory air. And it was a sleeper car, man. It didn't look like a grandma car. People would pull up to me. I had dual exhaust put on it with some nice mufflers and stuff. That thing would, and it had an automatic in it too. I always wanted to put a 4-speed in that thing. That thing would raise the front wheels off the ground, man. I used to race these high school kids in it when I was like, I was 40 or whatever. I'd race people in that car and just smoke them. They're like, man, what's under the hood? I said, horsepower. My 74 half Sting is all original. There was only 200 on the half year. Yeah. And it says it doesn't it say it right on the title? Doesn't it say 64 or 74 and a half? Yep. That's when you got one. I had a 71 Firebird, and it said right on the pink slip 71 and a half on the pink slip. And they're rare like that. They're called half-year cars. They're hard to find. That's why I think I'm going to wait on that pickup. I was going to sell that pickup because I knew I could get some good money, and I wouldn't mind paying off some debt right now. Because, man, when my wife passed, it put me in a bad spot, man, financially. You know, I set everything up so when she passed, she would be taken care of. And I never thought it'd be the other way around. And so I didn't set up nothing for me. I set everything up for her. And if I was to pass, she was going to be living in high heaven because I got life insurance set up. I got my retirement. Everything was set up so she wouldn't have to work. And when she passed, man, I was like lost half my income. So I was scrambling. And I ended up having to go back to work, you know, after about, I think it was 6 months, I had to go back to work. And I'll go back to work here in about another week, 8 days. But I like my job. I like what I do. So it was good for me to go back to work. Kept my mind occupied, you know, making money. It sucks though when you're 61, man, you got to go back to work. Especially after you've been retired for 5 years. Bulldog's my mother. Bulldog. My mother had a 60 Mercury Cyclone comet. Yeah, those are good years. I like the comets. The cycle, yeah, they're not. I've always liked the comets. The 70s, they look. Both of the ones I had were 2-doors, but they have bench seats in them, so they're not buckets. Oh, wait a minute. My 71 had buckets in it. Yeah, it did have bucket seats. But the other one, it has a bench seat up front. And but man, they look like sleeper cars. You just keep hubcaps on them, you know, put some white tires in the back. And man, they're a sleeper and they're so light. Put some ladder bars or something where they'll hook up. They're really light in the ass end, so they don't hook up really well. But if you put some suspension things on them where they'll hook up, man, they're a rocket car. This fool receives whispers all the way from Hawaii. Okay, you say so. Well, boys and girls, I'm going to have to call it a night. It's almost 3, and my girl's going to be getting up. I'm going to get up and make her some breakfast. It was good yakking at you guys tonight. Like I said, Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, I'm on here from 7 p.m. So, but in the mornings, so when I go back to work, I'm going to do lives like at about 4 in the morning for a couple hours before I go to work, because I got to be to work at 6:30. So usually I get up at 5 to go to work. So I'm going to try to get up around 3 and do a couple lives in the mornings. Yeah, I remember the Gremlins. They had how about the Pacer? Do you guys remember the Pacer? It had that big, huge back window in the back. I remember the Gremlins. One of the guys at work always says my comment's a gremlin. He tries to be funny. It ain't a gremlin. AMC made some pretty cool cars, man. A lot of people don't know that, but AMC built some neat stuff too. You know what an AMC Hornet is? They built a Hornet, like mid-70s Hornet with a big block in it. They were crazy fast. Hey, thanks a lot for the kind words, and thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And like I said, I'll be live on Monday, Tuesdays, Fridays at 7. And then in the mornings, if you see me live, just come hang out. I'm just having coffee, shooting a bull. So in the mornings I'm going to start doing the mornings like really early, like 3, 4 in the morning until about probably from like 3 to 5, because I have to be to work at 6:30. So I'll be up super early on like 3 to 5 in the weekdays. I'm probably only going to be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So anyway, you guys see me up super early, just jump on here. I'm just shooting the bull. And then Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, we give away tools. So if you guys are into that, come hang out for the live on Friday night because we give away a really cool tool every Friday night. All right, man. You guys take care. Keep the sunny side up. Shiny side up. I always say sunny side up. I don't know why. All right. Take care. Later.